So first, could I welcome Jonty Clark, who's an OBE and CEO of Beck Community Academy Trust. He's known nationally for his work in transforming the lives of young people through inclusive education. But beyond his many accolades, Jonty is a passionate believer in social justice and community empowerment, values we hold dear at 3KAVS. We're thrilled to have him with us, so please welcome Jonty.
I don't know how to follow any of that, ladies and gentlemen, but I suppose that's what happens when you're late. I'll be brief. I had a fairly normal introduction to Free Food for You, which was I met Pesh, who has a storage facility at one of our 16 schools across London in the South East. Went to Waltham Abbey and saw the values that we hold dear, which are love, social justice, a sense of community, and the fact that everybody has the right to flourish, enacted there. So I then decided it would be a good idea to walk 50 kilometres to raise some money, which seemed like a good idea at the time. And I went missing at home for a while, and my family found me asleep on the toilet. In spite of that, I managed to raise some money. And then what I'm going to do is make this broader than Essex, and thank Pesh and the organisation from some people who you'll never meet. When the Russians invaded Ukraine in 2022, myself and my partner down there, who's just signed up to run the London Marathon next year for Free Food for You. I'll know where to find her. We decided that we would take some direct action, and we formed an unofficial charity called the Beck Express to run supplies out to the Polish and the Ukrainian border. And getting food out there to begin with was vital. So I turned to my good friend Pesh and said, we really need some help here. We're struggling with the supermarkets who put limits on what you can do. We're struggling with the money, and even though we raised several hundred thousands of pounds, it was never enough. So Pesh sprang to the rescue, and in an amazing sort of gesture that was ongoing for the 12 trips of the Beck Express to the border, we bought food from Free Food for You at a fraction of the price that we could have bought that commercially or working with other charities. So Pesh, there's hundreds of civilians in Ukraine who have benefited from your generosity, largesse and huge heart. And when we first started loading at Stapleford Abbots, we were joined by Terry, who has been an ever-present volunteer. But I don't think we delivered a single jar or tin or pallet of food to Ukraine that Pesh didn't actually touch. Even if you had 1 yard to go to put it in the minibus, Pesh would take it from you and somehow had to touch every single crate and every single tin of beans that went out there, which was an inspiration to us all. And there's a lot of civilians who that food went to, who were living underground at that time, who we also supplied generators to, so they had the facility to cook the food out there. So we've heard a lot about Essex and Epping Forest, but internationally, Pesh's monumental heart and endless energy, supported by his fantastic team. There's a huge gratitude there from civilians that we were privileged to serve in the Ukraine. So, Pesh, on behalf of hundreds of people you'd never meet, thank you from the bottom of their hearts and ours.